The holidays is finally here and it's time for another collab. So I asked my fellow creator friends what video game they want to beat before Christmas or what video game they want to get for themselves for Christmas. Now let's check out the first creator. Take it away, Kingdom Studios.
Hello everybody, this is Caden from Kingdom Studios here, and I'm so excited to be in this collaboration video to talk about a game from my backlog that I have been sitting on for a long time, but I'm finally going to bust out and play before Christmas comes here. And well, let's not beat around the bush, I only have 3 minutes, and that game right here is Hades. I have my Nintendo Switch copy right here, and Hades is a game that I've been sitting on for a while. I've been waiting to play, waiting to get into this game just for the right time, because I know how addicting that this game can be. I've heard from my friends who've played it, they absolutely love the game, but they got addicted to it. So what time better than the Christmas season to really hop into a game that's, you know, I can have portably in handheld mode. I can cozy up with a cup of hot chocolate and a nice warm blanket and grind out some Hades, some roguelike action. I absolutely love the style of this game. Greek mythology is totally my jam, so I'm going to absolutely love diving into this game. And I love that this physical copy, hang on, I'm going to talk about physical games for a second, physical media. I love how my physical copy kind of came with this little like art booklet. Like, look how fun that is. There's like little illustrations inside. That's so fun. I dropped my game. Suffice it to say, nothing beats the physical copies. But yeah, so this Christmas season, I'm going to be playing Hades, hopefully before Christmas, and probably a little after too. And then myubae also asked us collaborators to talk about a game that they would like to receive for Christmas. And well, mine is going to be a little bit of a cheat item, because the game that I'm going to pick up for myself, a personal Christmas present, obviously, adulting here, is going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2. It comes out in January, and I'm so excited to have this game on the Switch 2. From what I've heard from previews and stuff, it looks to be a really good port of the game, so I'm really excited to test it out, see how it runs, how it feels, how it plays on a Switch 2, and I also just love Final Fantasy VII Remake. I know that's an unpopular opinion, at least if you ask Final Fantasy fans. I love the remake. It's such a good game, such great characters, storytelling, gameplay. I mean, if you haven't played it, check it out. But yeah, just to have that game in the palm of my hands, on the go, in my bed, while I'm cozied up with some hot chocolate, it's going to be really great, really exciting. So I'm going to be holding on to my Christmas doubloons to purchase Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade on Switch 2 when that comes out in January. But yeah, that's all for me. You got a 2-for-1 here. That's got to at least be worth a subscribe. Thank you so much to myubae for letting me be in your video. So on to the next person, or back to myubae. I actually don't know where she's gonna put me in her video. So just on to the next.
Hello and welcome to the video. So I have been asked by the amazing myubae to basically ask the question, is there a game that I'm really interested in playing this Christmas? I have got an answer for this question and I'm going to talk about it. If you don't know me, my name is Switchboard. You can also call me Sam. I am primarily a Nintendo Switch channel, so I talk about Nintendo Switch content and Nintendo content mostly on my channel. So the game I'm actually going to talk about is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Now, if you know me, I am a massive Metroid fan. When I finally found out about Metroid Prime 4 being released as well, like they were making it back in 2017, I was so excited because I didn't think that the game was ever going to come out. I didn't think there was ever going to be a Metroid Prime 4 because, well, Metroid Prime 3 kind of ended the series, like it was a trilogy. It kind of ended it and the story was over with Dark Samus and all that. But then obviously at the end of Metroid Prime 3, you get the ending with Psylocke chasing Samus in her ship. So there was an open ending to Metroid Prime 3 Corruptions. I kind of thought Nintendo had moved on from the Prime series and we were just going to kind of get a new Metroid, whatever series it is, you know. So one thing I'm actually quite intrigued by Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is the fact that the gameplay reveals we've seen in like the trailers and the Nintendo Directs have kind of shown out like it's almost open world looking. Samus on her bike, I forget the name of the bike, but the bike kind of makes it look like it's an open world and there's going to be lots of travel in, around and stuff like that, and it's going to be like an open world area that's going to take you to different areas of the map and stuff like that. And I think that looks quite cool. Like I'm assuming there's going to be lots of area to explore, because I feel like open world Prime is kind of the next step. It's the next step of what should be in the Metroid series, I think. I'm also quite intrigued by these new telekinesis powers that Samus has. That's going to be an interesting one, because I think that this is a new mechanic that we've never really seen in Metroid before, the telekinesis powers and how they work and stuff like that. That's going to be cool. It's going to add this more like mystical take to Metroid, which I don't think we've really seen so much. And they're definitely going to spice up the puzzles and stuff like that. I'm wondering if this is going to be Metroid's Breath of the Wild moment. So that's my take, and I hope you like that. I don't know how much I've actually spoke here. I probably spoke way too much. Merry Christmas, I guess. Have a great New Year as well, and I hope you're enjoying your Christmas time, your Christmas period. Check out my channel. Like I said, go check it out. Really appreciate if you go check it out. But also, make sure you are subscribed to myubae and any other content creator within this video. I really recommend them. Just go check their channels out, give them subscribes, talk to them, whatever, you know, like their latest videos. Just check them out. And especially myubae, thank you for letting me be in the video. Really appreciate the invitation. And thank you. I'll see you soon. Have a good Christmas. Bye!
What is up, everyone? It's Paul, aka 90s Handheld Gamer here, and when myubae asked me to talk about a game that I either want to get or start before Christmas, there was one game that instantly came to mind to me, and that game is Trails in the Sky First Chapter, because I have heard so much hype and good things about this series in general, and I have heard that this first game is the best place to start this classic and beloved JRPG series with. I've heard that it can be a lengthy JRPG though, that on the quick side you can beat it in like maybe 50 to 60 hours, but I've heard that there is a lot of side quests, NPCs to talk to, so that can extend your playthrough quite a bit. So I do want to make sure that I clear some other games off the backlog and get some other shorter releases out of the way before starting this game, but I am definitely looking forward to starting it, especially with Trails in the Sky second chapter already announced for next year. I definitely need to start this one soon, so hopefully I can start it by Christmas, or worst case scenario, early 2026. But anyway, thank you so much to myubae for having me on this collab. If you like some good gaming content and you're not already, be sure to subscribe to her channel. Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays.
Hey everybody, Mongman Chris here. Thanks myubae for letting me be part of this awesome collab. I always love doing collabs with you. So I have two games I want to talk about. One is one that I want to beat before Christmas. The other is one that I would want to get for Christmas. So the first game I'm going to talk about is Dispatch. It is a game that I have absolutely been in love with for the entire time I've been playing it. It has never lost me for a second. I am all the way up to episode 8. I haven't finished episode 8 because I've been saving it for when I'm not super busy with school stuff, which is going to be coming up very soon before Christmas. But I've absolutely been loving it. The story is fantastic. The writing is some of the best writing I've ever seen in a game. And yeah, it's just really, really good. Highly recommend people check it out. Pretty short game. There's 8 episodes in total. But yeah, Dispatch is definitely the one that I want to beat before Christmas. Again, the writing is absolutely perfect. Super funny, super heartwarming when it needs to be. Super, it gets the drama right. It's not, it's not laughs all the time, but the laughs do not overstay their welcome. It's just a fantastic game. And it was nominated for a award at the Game Awards, so I hope it wins. Now, the game that I would want to get for Christmas is Metroid Prime 4. I am new to the Metroid Prime series. I've only played the first one when it was remastered for the Switch, but Metroid Prime 4 looks like a really, really cool game. All the trailers look really cool, and I'm excited to look at it because it looks like it's going to be something new. And the Switch 2 needs more games, exclusive games, I should say. Needs to get those exclusive coming out, and I'm hoping that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be very fun. That's the one that's the one game I'm looking forward to getting for Christmas, hopefully. But yeah, those are my two games, and I'm looking forward to see what everyone else picked. Again, thanks myubae for letting me be part of this collab. It's always fun doing videos with you. And yeah, let's see, moving on to the next person. See ya!
When asked what game I wanted to check off my mountain of shame, I didn't even have to think about it. My answer was easily Spider-Man Miles Morales, which I have gotten back to for the purposes of this video. I will also accomplish my goal of beating it this time around. So, why did I choose this game for my entry? It's because this game was one of the reasons I pulled the trigger on the PS5 at launch. Ultimately, I didn't play too much of it when it came out because I was just worn out of open-world adventure games at the time, and I've only recently come out of said burnout, while also coming to the realization, I don't love this genre of game. For some context, when I first tried out Miles Morales, I'd basically spent all of lockdown no-lifing The Witcher 3, then Ghost of Tsushima back to back. So I was already a little worn out from that. Couple that with my not loving the character Miles Morales like I do Peter Parker, and it just made the game far less enjoyable for me, so I shelved it. But I also promised myself before I play Spider-Man 2, I have to complete this game. So, how's that going for me? At the time of recording, middling. Because I have a lot going on in my life that I have to focus on, and the release schedule meant I've been juggling this game with Trails in the Sky First Chapter Remake and now the release of Digimon Story Time Stranger, both games that are my Game of the Year contenders for 2025. But thanks to my wonderful community, I'll have a PlayStation Portal in the coming days, which means I can more comfortably play not just the JRPGs that I adore, but also Miles Morales. So it's going to get done. I just need to find more time in the day to actually game for myself and have fun doing so. I expect I'll have the game completed by Christmas, which is around when this collab is apparently coming out. So Merry Christmas to those watching. Fittingly, it's when Miles Morales is also set. I'm just glad I'm no longer burnt out on this style of game, and they no longer feel like chores to play for me. Hopefully, since the game's set at Christmas, and with that coming up, I'll have more motivation to play it. I'm also aware this game only takes around 7.5 hours to beat for the main story, and around 18 for a Platinum Trophy run. Anyways, thanks for having me on. I really can't wait to see some of the other games my fellow collaborators have chosen to talk about, and until next time, keep blazing that trail.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy RadBashGaming. Special shout out to myubae for having me on this epic Christmas themed collab. So we're supposed to talk about a game that we want to beat before Christmas or by Christmas. And for me, I had to go with a game that's been on my backlog for like forever, ever since I was a kid. And that is The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. I'm a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan. I have been like my entire life. So it was really cool to find a game that was made. It plays very similar to Devil May Cry in a sense, so if you're a fan of those types of games, you'll definitely like this one. It's really unique. It takes place, from my understanding, after the movie, which is really cool to me because I love the movie and always wanted a sequel. Now I know they made books or something, but Rad no read good, so Rad didn't want to get the books. Rad wanted something that he could do, and that is the game. There is one for the Game Boy Advance as well, but this one in specific is the one I wanted to go with. I have it on the original Xbox. I looked for a copy in my collection, but for the life of me, spent 30-40 minutes. I couldn't find it. So, picture it's right there. But yeah, that's the game I want to beat before Christmas, and it's perfect for, you know, like, Christmas. It's Nightmare Before Christmas. It makes sense. But anyways, again, special shout out to myubae for having me on this epic collab. And down below, I'm looking forward to seeing the comments section what everybody else decided to pick and or is picking. And yeah, so with that being said, guys, thanks so much for watching and stay radical.
Hello there, this is Sarah from Infinite Backlog, and welcome to my collection of video games, or well, a good chunk of them. This isn't everything. I keep a lot of my modern stuff in the lounge. I also carry some other games in these drawers. There's a good old Amiga 500 Mini. There's the real deal. I also have more games kept inside these cabinets as well. But if I had to pick a game that I needed to play before Christmas, well, that all depends. Are we talking about a game that I've played, a game I haven't played, a game I've finished, a game I haven't finished? What would I want to get done before Christmas? Oh, I know. The one that we'll be looking at is this one. Silent Hill Origins. This game was also available on the PlayStation Portable. The PlayStation 2 version is quite sought after. It's also incredibly expensive. Got this game for an absolute steal a few months ago. But about 5 years ago or so, I actually restarted playing through the Silent Hill games. I got through 2, 3, and 4, and I'd actually started up Origins on PSP and decided to put it on hold because I had things that were in the pipeline that I needed to work on, and I just never got round to it. So I'm thinking maybe continue off now that I've just recently reviewed Silent Hill F. I was even featured on the Eagle and Wolf podcast talking about that for about 4 hours if you want to give that a listen. But I think I'd like to pick up from where I left off, play Silent Hill Origins, and then maybe eventually, where is it? If it's there, it's hard to see, but it is just before Simpsons Wrestling up there. I'll get to the original Silent Hill just to get myself prepared for the upcoming remake. Do I play Homecoming and Downpour? Oh, it's going to be a tough one. But I think out of the games I want to play before Christmas, or at least want to finish before Christmas, I at least want to play Silent Hill Origins. I've got it on the PlayStation 2. We'll see how it stacks up against its PSP counterpart. But with that, thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next Infinite Backlog review.
Welcome in and Merry Christmas, everyone. My name is Sweens from Sweens Gaming, and I'd like to thank myubae for inviting me to this collab about what game in our backlog or want to buy for Christmas. Now, my choice for this is Outer Wilds. It's an indie game developed by Morbus Digital and was released back in 2019, but as of 2023 it is currently available on all platforms. Now, this game has been sitting in my backlog for a few years now. I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I thought Christmas would be a perfect time to sit down and dive into the adventure. But now, about this game. For the player character known as the Hatchling, you must explore and investigate an unknown small planetary system. But there's a catch. Every 22 minutes, the world will be reset as engulfed by a supernova. So, you can use your time wisely to learn about the hidden secrets in the system. Each planet and moon you explore has its own unique style and theme, so exploring feels fun and fresh. You may come across some alien ruins with information about the past. Now, I could go on and on about this game for what I've read and seen about it. This game is visually stunning and has a great soundtrack to back it all up as well. Now, I don't want to reveal too much about the game and spoil the fun for you all. Here's some gameplay and I hope you enjoy. With this game's stunning visual, soundtrack, and high user review, I can't wait to dive into this game over Christmas. And once again, I would like to thank myubae for inviting me for this collab, and I can't wait to see what everyone else has chosen. Hope you everyone have a great day and a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Hey guys, UpperNimbus here.
I want to thank myubae for inviting me to this Christmas collaboration, and the game in my Nintendo Switch backlog that I really want to play leading up to Christmas is Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Remake. However, I want to go down a trip of memory lane and talk about my memories of playing the game for the first time on the Nintendo GameCube.
This game was an absolute masterpiece as a child and is still one of the greatest RPGs and Nintendo games to date. But when I got Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door for the very first time that one Christmas, I think it was the year 2004, in regards to this memory, I obviously had opened up a gift, many gifts, and one of them was, yes, The Thousand Year Door. It was a game I had wanted so badly because I fell in love with the original Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64, and seeing that box art for The Thousand Year Door was such a stunning and visually appetizing experience for myself as a child. And also, along with the game, I was given a third-party Nintendo controller, and it started off really well, but I kind of overused it, and we know what third-party controllers can be like. They kind of break down and die pretty easily compared to first-party hardware. But anyway, I'm so glad that Paper Mario is finally making a proper comeback to modern generation platforms, and I just really hope that Intelligent Systems moving forward make fantastic Paper Mario RPGs like they used to, because I definitely miss the turn-based RPG battle formula, and I definitely feel like that is a mainstay of what makes a Paper Mario game a Paper Mario game. Also, the original character designs and creative and imaginative stories, it is a must. We need them for our Paper Mario games. So being able to relive The Thousand Year Door, harkening back to the very first time that I got the game for Christmas on the GameCube, I hope I can experience a similar feeling and sensation. myubae, thank you so much for inviting me on this collaboration of yours, and as always, I look forward to everybody else's choice within this video. So until the next time, everybody, UpperNimbus is signing off.
Hey, first off, huge thank you to myubae for inviting me to this collaboration. Secondly, I'm Justin, but you might know me as Shinky. I run my own little corner of the internet where I talk about JRPGs, share my stories, review games, and rank characters, and basically gush about this genre I've loved my entire life. And today, I want to talk about a game that I've been staring at in my backlog for far too long, Metaphor ReFantazio. Let me say this up front, I've never heard anything bad about this game. It feels like the universal, yes, play this game. It sits comfortably in that rare space reserved for games like Persona 5, Dragon Quest, and classic Final Fantasy, where the general consensus is just pure positivity. There's high 90s praise everywhere you look, and gamers constantly call it one of the best RPG experiences in years. And that's not just talk. At the actual 2024 Game Awards, Metaphor ReFantazio didn't just get nominations, it walked away with multiple awards, including Best RPG. That alone says a lot. This is a game recognized not just by one community, but the entire industry. It even scored major fanfare at events like the Golden Joystick Awards and the Famitsu Dengeki Game Awards. It's not hyperbole. This game is universally appreciated. But with that being said, why haven't I played it yet? All I play are RPGs, so you'd think I would have played this. Well, the reason is because this game is incredibly long, and that's just a bit intimidating. I just didn't have the time for an 80 to 120 hour RPG earlier in the year, but now I really want to play it. I want something that takes time, something that demands attention, something that's immersive, and that's exactly the type of experience I want to sink into this holiday season. The thing I love about long RPGs is that the characters feel more like actual people by the end, and that's just something that you don't get with those 20 to 30 hour RPGs. Not to say they're bad if they're short games. Short games have their place, but I really want to sink into a long RPG this holiday season. So thank you again to myubae for pulling all of this together, and shout out to everyone watching this. And if you want more JRPG thoughts, reviews, rankings, or backlog journeys from someone who lives and breathes the genre, make sure to check out my channel, Shinky JRPGs. I wish you a wonderful holiday season, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house my brain did stir, moving as nimble as a mouse. One thought rang loud, for Christmas what game would I like? What game would bring me wonder and feel childlike? So many games bounce around inside my skull, games that would definitely make me full. But what game beneath the Christmas tree would be the one to truly satisfy me? Mayhaps a brand new RPG to bring me harmony? Perhaps a game with a tale so riveting that it would be one I'd never be forgetting? So many games could sit beneath my Christmas tree, but I must choose one from amongst the vast sea. But as I toss and turn through my thoughts, a light bulb above goes off with its gigawatts. A game as a child that was on a demo disc I recall, where you play as a red mecha spider is what I want to enthrall. And now that I've realised that rhyming is quite beyond my skill, I shall stop here as I've had my fill. So, as I brilliantly put together over the past minute or less, through my wonderful use of words, the video game that would bring me the most joy to find on Christmas Day would be Ghost in the Shell for PS1. I never owned the game, but I was lucky enough to own the demo disc that housed it. A demo disc I sadly no longer know the whereabouts of. But by God did I play the hell out of this demo disc constantly. It was only the tutorial and one mission on it, as you would speed around, shooting foes and climbing up walls in your Robo-Spider tank. I haven't really found anything else like it since, and it's always been at the back of my mind, like a ghost of future games I want, calling to me, saying, buy me, even though I'm desperately expensive, give in to your poor spending habits and buy a present just for you.
No, please don't take my money. I need that. No.
But it's mad just how ingrained in my head that one level is. It's one of those games as a child that just blew my little mind at the time. I really couldn't get over how fucking class it was to be fighting along the sides of buildings. It was so insane for its time, and I've always had a deep longing to finally pick it up at some point and play through the whole thing. Hell, even the beautifully animated opening lives rent-free in my head. So if any of my friends or family be watching this and have me for Kris Kringle and want to get me a ludicrously expensive gift in the ridiculously short time frame you'll have once you see this video, then this is it. Ghost in a Shell. Or just get me socks, I guess. Thank you, myubae, for letting me on to discuss a game I'd like to get my hands on for Christmas. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing what everyone else would like beneath their Christmas tree.
Oh hey. Now I guess it's my turn now. Well, so the game that I want to choose to finish in my backlog is this game. It's called Omari. We had to take a trip all the way to Japan to get this because Australia, their big W, didn't get it. So this is Omari. I suppose I'll talk about it. Not that anyone's gonna listen. So as I was saying, me and my friends, we flew to Japan. We went to the store called Big Camera, and we got 3 copies of this game. Because we can't get it here. But it's deep, and it's depressing. If you were to Google this game, it says it's about a story. It's about this guy, his name's Omari, who escapes into a colourful dream world called Headspace. It's based on traumatic events, uncovering past trauma. When I started playing this game, everything was white. White. And you had to discover how to get out. It's kind of like a mental asylum, just without the straitjackets. There was nothing but white for miles and miles. And eventually, I did figure out how to get out there. But then I had to do it in game. And it made me insane! The game, it continues on. And you go back to that white room, and it gets darker and more depressing. And you can't see your way out until I found a knife. And I had to do the only thing I could to get out of that white, miserable room. Is this the most happiest game for Christmas? No. But is Christmas always a time full of rainbows and lorikeets? No. People are alone. People don't have family. People don't have friends. People don't have hope. Kinda like this guy called Omari. He's scared. He's scared of spiders. He's scared of the darkness. He's scared of heights. He's scared of happiness. There's many different places you can go. You can go above the world, beyond the world, and in happy places and in dark places. You don't want to go back to that white room. What I've seen, I can never unsee, guys. But when you go into that, we go into this dark house, and there's a microwave, and there's a steak. And I made the choice to put that steak in the microwave. And it didn't blow up, but his butthole did. It exploded. So always cook your steak responsibly. When you go above the world, there is many things you can find. There is a full recycling center. It is mad. It is mad sick, guys. Christmas isn't always a time of happiness. But if you have some time, you should play Omori. It will make you depressed. But maybe happiness isn't what it's all about. Within happiness, there's major darkness. Thanks for listening to me. It's nice that someone finally wanted to listen to my thoughts. Thank you for inviting me to this collab. And this is a game that's on my backlog that I will sometime finish. Or will sadness consume me? I don't know. Anyway, Merry Christmas. Oh, and maybe you should go find Basil. He's kind of important, somehow.
Hey everybody, it's me, crimsonrosso. You may know me as that one guy who dunked on Geoff Kingley for not putting Sky First Chapter in the Game of the Year nominations. He was served quite accordingly, don't you worry. You're welcome, Trails fanbase. But we're not here to talk about that, no. I'm here because I politely asked to join this collab hosted by none other than myubae here, where the point of it was to talk about games that we want to play in our backlog before Christmas. Now, I play a lot of games at the same time, mainly because of the channel I host, but also just because I'm a massive addict to JRPGs and all sorts of other games. But even with all of those titles under my giant man-fat wings, I still have a ton on my backlog. And if there was one I wanted to play before Christmas time, then without a doubt, it's probably going to have to go to Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, I've spent a good part of these last couple of years finally diving into the Final Fantasy franchise, and I've fallen in love with it as a whole. Not every game was great, but I'm glad I was able to play through the entirety of the mainline franchise. And Tactics is, funnily enough, the last game I have left to play from the PS1 era. And from what I've heard, it's basically considered the best one next to 9. And from the bits I played of it so far, I can definitely see why. The graphics are stunning, as the pixel art still holds up immensely well to this day. The story I've seen so far is very dark and dives heavily into classism, and that's actually a really cool story to tell, especially in the medieval times. And the combat is absolutely fantastic. It's a strategy RPG with a mix of job systems and a heavy emphasis on spells hitting more than one area, so you always have to pay a lot more attention to what you're using. The perfect example of this is if you cast a cure spell, you can heal yourself and another party member, but you could also indirectly heal an enemy you're trying to kill if you're not careful. Which is actually really cool as a concept, and I'm surprised more RPGs didn't try to copy it. Now, I'm not certain if I'm going to be playing this original version, or its full-on remaster with all the voice acting and new stuff, but what I do know is that it's going to be a fun time no matter what I pick. And that's really all I have to say for my section. I want to take a second to thank myubae for letting me force my way into this and have a section to myself, alongside a big thank you to the other collaborators. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and maybe one of you will be unfortunate enough to find my channel. Till then, I'm going to go dive bomb that one retail worker for not having Kingdom Hearts in stock.
The video game I would play before Christmas would have to be Neva. Neva is another game by the creators of Gris. Gris is also a game that I beat this year. I loved Gris. The game is so beautiful and the soundtrack is great. I could also say the same thing for Neva. Personally, I like Neva more. The first time I heard of Neva is when I was going through Instagram Reels and reading posts that recommended the game. At that time, I didn't know the people who made Gris made another game. So I went to my local GameStop earlier in the year and picked a copy up. When I beat Neva, it made me want to play more games by Nomada Studios. I like the action in this game. Neva is the wolf and you play as a girl named Alba who wields a sword. Anyway, you travel in this world through the seasons and watch her turn into a full-grown wolf. Neva has 2 modes you can choose from, the action mode and the story mode. So for the action mode, your character can get hurt when you fight enemies. As for story mode, you can enjoy the story without, getting hurt. Whenever I play a new game, I would play the story mode because it is more enjoyable for me and it's my personal preference. If I liked the game or beat it, then I would bump up the difficulty. I can't say this enough, Neva is so beautiful like Chris. I enjoy the puzzles and the challenges in the game. I will go back and play this again just to get the flowing flowers and also get the feels again. There you have it. Again, huge thank you to all the creators in this video, and please give some support and love over at their channels. They're wonderful people. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Happy holidays and take care.